And welcome to episode 16 of the Inside Drive podcast. As we do every Thursday, I've got the swing doc himself, Jay Henley, in studio. But today I'm excited to bring in our special guest today. That's Coach Donnie Walker. He's the president of the Beach Marlins Youth Tackle and Cheer Organization. We'll talk a little bit about some of the challenges with youth sports. I know we touched on that a little bit on Tuesday as well, but kind of dive into some of that stuff that's going on right here in our own backyard. As always, got to give a shout out to Golf Plus, located in the Edgewater Shopping Plaza. They're right next to Firefly. Best place to go for repairs on your clubs, fittings on your clubs, anything with golf that you need to do. Swing by Golf Plus, and Alan and his crew will take great care of you. I know he's going to be able to come on the show hopefully in the next couple weeks, as his son is now in town helping him out, because I know he's been having a tough time trying to find employees. If you want to go get yourself fit or get a new pair or new set of golf clubs, or if you got something that needs to be fixed, you need some new grips. I know the weather is starting to get perfect for golf. You can give them a call at 850-249-2726 or online at golfplusretail.com. And then, of course, my favorite credit union in Bay County, that is PCU, Panhandle Credit Union. The quality relationships they have with the community is what Panhandle Credit Union is all about. Whether it is sponsoring an event, donating to a cause, providing loan options, or setting people up with great banking products, Panhandle Credit Union is here to serve those who live, work, worship, or attend school in Bay and other surrounding counties. Together, Panhandle Credit Union builds community. Visit panhandlecu.org or swing by any location to join. And of course, got to give a shout out to our Athlete of the Week sponsor. That is American Charlie. This week was Darren Elder was our Athlete of the Week. He won a $50 gift card to American Charlie's. They've got all the games on this weekend. They do big time specials during games. And of course, as they do, taking care of our first responders and military with discounts every day. Also located in the Edgewater Shopping Plaza. So give American Charlie's a try if you've never been there before. They support the youth here in Bay County, so go support them. Jay, how's everything going on the links?
Mighty fine, Ryan. Mighty fine.
Saw some more videos dropped.
Hey, I got to keep them going, man.
You're doing good with the engagement.
Yeah.
You got any programs, any youth programs or anything coming up?
Oh boy, no, I don't actually.
Wow.
Got the holidays coming up. We're only 6 weeks away from Thanksgiving. Can you believe that?
No, I can't.
That's crazy.
Halloween's in a few weeks.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I think if you go to like Walmart or Sam's Club right now, you can get a Halloween costume, and get a turkey all at the same time and buy some Christmas decorations.
Yeah.
Pretty much the trifecta right now of holidays. That
Christmas movies start next
All
week.
at one time.
Yes,
Yeah.
they do.
Yeah.
We
About that time.
Yeah.
Chevy Chase's Christmas Vacation.
Absolutely.
How many times you watch Varsity Blues this week?
5.
Sounds like it's.
I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked.
Have you watched Varsity Blues?
I have not.
Oh my gosh!
I have not.
This guy is the Varsity Blues king. If there was ever a trivia night at a restaurant and the theme was Varsity Blues,
Oh, it's on. It's game
you
on.
would not lose, and if
That's
you did,
right.
I'd be extremely disappointed.
Right.
Extremely disappointed.
I say I've not. I probably have. My wife makes me watch a lot, but it's been a long time.
There you go. I got
What
you.
year was that? 97?
97, 98 probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's just like the epitome of what's, football is mainly in towns that embrace and like that small town vibe where football is everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Texas football.
Yeah,
baby.
Texas football
Yeah.
too, nonetheless. But
Yeah.
want to bring on Coach Donnie Walker. He's the president of the Beach Marlins Youth Tackle and Cheer Organization. Donnie, thanks for coming on today. We
Thanks for
appreciate you
having
joining
me.
us. Of course, of course. You've kind of been in football your whole life, right? Grew up playing youth football, played a little college football, and now you're giving back to the football community.
Yes.
Tell
correct.
everybody a little bit about your history with football.
So I played, started my youth football experience at age 9, growing up in Illinois. You aren't allowed to start tackle football until age 9. So I played out there for a park league to start out with. It was like Douglas Park League or whatever. It wasn't, well put together. That was very short lived in the city of Chicago. And then just growing up where I grew up through the Church of St. Agatha, got involved with the family there. And through them, I started playing football out in Lake Zurich, Illinois, small northwest suburban town north of Chicago. So I played for the Flames for 3 years. before going into high school. And again, some of the best times of my life, starting tackle football. We used to always play out in the backyard. Of course, that's where it started for us before school in the schoolyard, hitting each other without pads on, things of that nature. So when we put the pads on, it was like, oh, this is nothing.
It's easy.
So I played 3 years there. And then I went on to high school. I played a year of high school football at Mount Carmel High School. Played my JV year there. Interestingly enough, Pierre Thomas was a teammate of mine on that freshman year before he transferred out to TF South. But I played a year there. Then I ended up getting into some trouble with the law out in Chicago, which landed me in juvenile detention. So that kind of put a curb in on my high school football playing years. But then coming out of that situation, I ended up at junior college, Harper College out in Palatine, Illinois, and played 2 years of junior college over at Harper College. Was getting recruited by Whitewater, Wisconsin, which is a Division III school.
They win a lot of national championships.
They win a lot of national championships. So our JV team at the time was playing their JV team out in Wisconsin. I was playing cornerback at the time. Grew up through youth league playing running back. Little corner at Mount Carmel, I played running back as well. But then in junior college, I transitioned over to play cornerback. So really was predominantly a corner in junior college. Anyway, second year there, after having not played football for several years, my first year there, I played periodically, sparingly here and there. Then second year earned a starting spot and tore the ACL, and that was kind of the extent of my football career there. So yeah, kind of rehab, but never, got into the workforce after that. Never really pursued football anymore after that injury in junior college.
Well, certainly a story of resilience. That's
yes,
sure.
yeah.
That's for sure.
For sure.
And so, flash forward to now, what got you into coaching?
So obviously I love the game. I have, still friends from to this day that I, play youth football with. Always had an interest in coaching. But just like probably most coaching dads, my son brought me into coaching. So we started with him at 6 years old. He's 10 now. And that's what brought me to the Beach Marlins, Beach Dolphins at the time. And I just, started out as, hey, I'll help out. I'll carry some bags around and just getting out there with the kids, seeing what was going on. I just felt like there was a little more that could be done. So I, kind of just stepped up to the plate to do that.
Just dove all in. And
all in. Once I get into something, it's all in.
That sounds like you, Mulvey.
Absolutely.
Sounds like you. Yeah.
We get along pretty well.
Pretty well.
Yeah.
We're on the same
Yeah, on the same
wavelength
page.
a lot of time.
Yeah.
A lot of time. You said in Illinois they don't let them play tackle football until the age of 9. I think Alabama is very similar to that. What do you think about that? Do you think that's too much, or do you think that is, a good thing for kids to really not start diving into it until they're 9?
So having coached the last 5 years, starting at the 5 and 6 year old level for tackle, I would say that if your kid's gonna play tackle football, I think starting them at the age of 7 is fair enough. Having coached 7 and 8 year olds, the game speed isn't that great in terms of head injuries or things of that nature. But having now a new group of 9-year-olds come in, because I'm coaching the 9 and 10-year-olds this year, the kids that are starting tackle football at 9, they're behind obviously from what they know, but I think the biggest detriment is the timidness that needs to go away and when it comes to a contact sport like football. And I think a lot of that gets out of their system at 7 and 8. So now at 9, they're a little bit more prepared for the contact that comes with the sport, because it gets a little more aggressive.
Yes, absolutely. I was glad you said that, because we can kind of see that on on the junior team for the Beach Marlins, is all these first-time kids, they're just not as used to it, or whatever the right word is for that. And, it's taken, a little while for them to really get their noses in there and start actually, bringing on contact. But yeah, if you've never really done it before, I guess that's why, you know, you're not used to it yet, and it takes, you know, time for that kind of stuff to get figured out.
Oh, for sure. I tell all the parents. I mean, you know, the first year players, year one is going to be trying.
Yes.
I think we were talking about it the other day. I've had one kid in 5 years that has shown aggression from day one.
Yep.
And he was a jiu-jitsu kid. So he came from that tussling mentality. But I mean, even my own kid at 6 wasn't, you know,
Yeah.
at 6 years old, of course. But at 9, they're just, I mean, you're just not used to, you know, full on slamming into someone and not getting in trouble for it, you know, or
Yeah.
tackling somebody almost to a body slam and not getting, you know, in trouble for it if you've never been in that type of combat. So it could be difficult. So I think starting early is not a bad thing if there's structure. I like the way we play in our league where there's a weight limit.
Yep.
So that you can't have, you know, kids that are just bigger than everyone else, you know, running the ball, hurting kids that aren't really developed yet. So,
Well, and it makes sense too. Like if, you know, parents are worried about their kids getting hurt at that 5 and 6 year old age, like you just said, it's not really like super speed, and these kids aren't, you know, going full out, or they may be going
Correct.
full out, but there's not as much mass to, you know, hit with and all that. So the dangers aren't really as high.
correct. It is.
And I never really thought about that before
Right.
until you just brought that up.
Correct. Well, and as a football person, I mean, I was approached about Dre playing at 5, my son playing at 5, and I was even like, whoa, you know, that's too early, just coming from where I come from. But after again having him in it, realizing, okay, it's not as dangerous as people think it is.
Yeah.
So you think watching The Water Boy might help with aggression?
I don't know if these kids know who Captain Insano is.
That might scare him off right there, Jay. They do a couple backflips on hits in that movie.
That's right.
Sheesh.
Another Adam Sandler classic.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's kind of the same point. Like he didn't really know how to use his aggression yet
Correct.
until he channeled it with, you know, the visions and the different things.
You talk about his mama.
Correct. Yeah. And in this day and age, I mean, you know, especially our bigger kids at school places, they're always getting told you're too rough. The boys
Yeah.
are too rough. You got to calm down. So, you know, if you're coming in with that mentality at 9, 10 years old, you're naturally in the back of your mind probably thinking, hey, I can't be too rough.
Yeah.
Until you catch on that, hey, this is a different zoo.
Right.
And you are allowed to be as rough as you need to be to achieve what you need to achieve on the field.
Yeah.
Old Captain Insane. Oh goodness, this is kind of a little bit of a you know, an onion. But what are some of the challenges, obviously, with youth football, specifically in our area, that just kind of make it tough to, you know, kind of operate each year in and out?
That's a
It's a little bit of
loaded
an
question.
onion there,
It is, and I mean,
and I'm sure this is fairly common in most areas, not just
For
here
sure.
in Bay County.
not just Bay County. I think Bay County, it's
And obviously outside the county too, because these leagues kind of stretch all over the panhandle.
yes. Well, for example, the league that we're in, there's 17 organizations that stretch all the way to Baker. So if you go to the west side, there's Crestview, Baker, you know, Shalimar, teams like that, Fort Walton Beach, and then out east, and that's naming a few. Out east, we go all the way to Chipley, Vernon. So we've got Lynn Haven, Callaway. So a lot of different cities. I think the challenge, well, one challenge beachside is, you know, the beach just doesn't take football serious. So we're trying to get there to where, you know, the sport needs to be taken a little bit more serious, just for not just what it does for the kids on the field, but off the field as well. The life lessons it teaches, the bonds that you build through it. So that's a challenge, especially coming from the sports, you know, at our Frank Browns and our places like that. And no knock, but where, you know, parents are used to perhaps practicing one time a week, then having a game. The commitment for football is tremendous.
It's a lot bigger commitment.
It is a lot
dude,
bigger
yeah.
commitment. So you're out there 3 days a week practicing. You're giving up 6 to 8 hours a week, and then you have a game on the weekend. So now and it's on a Saturday. So you're, you know, kind of disrupting any weekend trips you may want to do throughout the year. So there's a lot of commitment that comes into play when you want to play tackle football, as well as the different things that have to be taught. You hear a lot of things out there. Kids are experiencing a lot of different emotions. So it's a lot for a parent to have to want to deal with on a regular basis. So you really have to be into it and understand the value. Another issue I see is just having community buy-in.
Yeah.
I think for us, especially in Bay County, there's so many pocket teams, I like to call it.
Yeah.
Right, where there's not. I mean, you have Panama City, Lynn Haven, you have your cities, but there's like a lot of pop-up teams,
Yeah.
which dilutes the talent on said teams, right? Iron sharpens iron.
Yeah.
And in our situation where you have two different leagues, well, our league isn't allowed to participate with the other teams during league play. So, for example, when our season starts, which starts January 1st, we're not allowed to scrimmage, play against or any preseason games against teams that are not in our league. So that's a lot of work that kids are unable to get. And then when you think about these teams not having community buy-in, that's a lot of talent that's just off over here.
Yeah.
And as opposed to playing for their town. There used to be a lot of park pride, town pride, city pride. Hey, we play and we're going to go represent that school as we get older. And then I think here in Bay County especially, we've gotten far away from that.
Well, and that goes all the way up
Yes.
through the high school level too.
Yes.
Like, it's not one town, one team here. It's, one town, multiple teams, and that goes all the way down to that youth level for sure.
Correct. Whereas if you go west of 331,
Yep.
South Walton has one youth team and they have a high school. You know, Fort Walton Beach has one youth team. So you can go on and on. Shalimar's the same way. Walton's the same way. So Walton County, Okaloosa County, they are tied in that manner, right? So here you have a beach team. Yes, you have a Lynn Haven team, but across Panama City, you'll have Panama City, OTG. I can go on and continue to list these names of teams that are, nothing against them. They're playing great football, whatever they want to do in their own, and not, again, calling any teams out, but there's, not attachment to community. And I think that holds a lot of resources back in terms of being able to work hand in hand with the city because we are providing something that city and/or county does not provide for the youth at our age groups. They do provide it in the middle school, which is another thing to talk about.
That's a whole nother topic.
But for kids not middle school age, there is no tackle football provided other than club.
Yeah.
Football. So
Other than the youth organizations.
correct.
One of the things that I've kind of noticed is in this day and age, we've kind of got to this, and the parents are, I think, more at fault on this than the kids, that if I think my kid should be playing more and, doing more stuff, I just take my ball and I go somewhere else.
Correct.
And that's kind of, again, that kind of ties up to the high school level too with the school choice thing. And I just, that's more in my opinion on the parents than it is on the loyalty in sports. Just doesn't seem to be there as much as it used to be, or at least when we were growing up, I guess.
1,000% agree. That is a huge issue. Again, teams entire programs spawning because somebody wants their kid to be the quarterback, whereas fair competition should always be in play. Like you should always compete for whatever position you want. And I believe in, giving everybody the tools to compete, whether that's everybody has the same playbook to study, right? What you do on your off time,
that's on you.
You have the opportunity to, right? Because if you think about it, anybody tell you a playbook is a coach's mind. It's his heart. So if you know the playbook, you know what you're doing, chances are that coach is going to like you anyway. Right, because you've put the time in. But a big problem is people, again, picking their ball up and saying, I'll go play somewhere else. Whereas, again, the team that I played for in Lake Zurich, Looking back, when I started with that organization, it was kind of like the beach organization I run, a president of now, where it was kind of, low, bottom of the barrel, getting beat down. And now that program, they host, 2 teams on every division, flag football team. So instead of us branching out and not being able to sit at the table and talk through our differences and actually expand our programs, right? We could have 2 teams on each level. Lynn Haven could have 2 teams on each level instead of having 2 teams in one city. Right. You could have one organization that has an A team, a B team. Panama City has plenty of kids to do that with.
Yeah.
I mean, between the east and west end of the beach, we have plenty of kids to do that with. There's really not a reason for so many fraction teams to be, as opposed to having larger organizations that give you, more speaking power when you go speak to the city about things that we need in terms of football fields for us to play on. The cost of running a youth football organization and cheer is tremendous.
Yeah.
When I found out about all that, I was like, that's astronomical.
Tremendous.
And there's just so many, like you're saying, like building these programs up from the grassroots and getting everybody involved, getting the buy-in. There's a lot of big hurdles when it comes to that. And I just feel like we don't have everybody working together in the same direction, which at the end of the day, it benefits the kids.
Correct.
And,
Yeah.
It should always be about the kids first and foremost. And if we're not doing that, then we're not moving in the right direction.
Yeah.
That's
Correct.
just my opinion.
Correct.
Well, and I know, like up in Georgia, if you're a 6th or 7th grader, and I've run across a few kids here that look football worthy, and my question to them is, have you been approached by a high school football coach? And the answer is no.
No.
But up in Georgia, like as a 6th or 7th grader, you can ask a kid that's football worthy, and what I mean by that, he's 6 foot, and
Right. They look the part.
yeah, and like the 6th grader, 9 times out of 10 is going to be like, yeah, the high school coach has already talked to me. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
So, I mean, I think it just starts at like the level that y'all are.
Oh, 1,000%.
at.
Well, and that's, you bring up that, and he mentioned middle school football around this area too, and I know this is a, kind of a pipe dream kind of thing is, middle school football, obviously transitioning into high school football, it's kind of fractured too. And like all the club sports, and I know this is kind of a dream of yours, is to just, let's find some other sports in the middle school that not can replace football, but then, can, be added with football coming out, and then just let the club teams, run all the way up through, the 8th grade age, whether that's
Correct.
14 or 13, I don't really know. And then they transition to high school. But again, that goes back to everybody in that town or city has to buy into supporting it all the way up into the high school level.
Correct.
So obviously a lot of things, can be worked on, but the tough part about that is you got to have everybody, thinking the same way and moving in the right direction.
Correct.
Yeah.
Well, because again, that Lake Zurich team filters all the way up to the high school.
Yeah.
They do not play middle school tackle football. They play flag football at the middle school in Illinois. I played flag football when I was in middle school. I think it's probably more cost efficient to the taxpayer.
Oh, yeah.
Things of that nature. And you probably get a lot more participation where you can play interleague type squads, where you have, and with them implementing girls flag football at the high school level, that's something that can trickle down into the middle school, and potentially with the money you save, have that going towards baseball or cross, other sports that kids are more, conducive to playing. Because it gets real serious at 12 or 13 years old playing football. And, some of the coaching that is required to take kids to the next level as well, I don't think it's spoke about enough. And you can't get that at the middle school all the time because of the requirements that it takes to coach at the middle school. So you're not always going to get the type of coach that you would get, and he's not going to be able to do the type of things that he can do as an independent club.
Yeah.
Well, and I feel like you've lost them by the time they get to 8th, 9th grade. Like, I think they're probably scared to put on the pads if they haven't before then,
For
right?
sure.
Like,
That's a tough grade
Unless
to
they're
just
big.
dive into,
Yes, it is. Unless they're big, they are afraid.
yeah.
For sure.
So you got to get them at Liam's age and
Right.
your son's age, right? Yeah.
We want to start them off young. Definitely by 9, 10, you definitely want to dive into tackle football if you want to play it.
Right. Right.
For sure.
Kind of pivoting off all that, what's the best thing or your favorite thing about coaching? It's a tough one, I know.
That is.
There's probably a bunch of things.
There's a lot I really enjoy. I thoroughly enjoy coaching.
Yeah, because you wouldn't do it if you didn't love
To be honest, I would say the most satisfying, gratifying thing is really the end result of the kid that didn't know or was very green starting out. And I think we talked about this previously. Just the overall them getting better and toughing through an entire season.
Yep.
Because we have a few on the team this year, several. I think the most satisfying thing to me is them sticking to it and getting enough out of it in terms of I can do it. Is more gratifying than
watching
anything.
them
I mean,
grow
it just
as a-
watching them grow
Yeah.
throughout the season. You know, where you had a kid that was, you know, a little shy about getting his nose in there, and now he's at least attacking the pile.
Yep.
It's those little things because the kids that want to carry the ball, you know, they're coming to play. They're gonna pay attention.
Yeah.
It's that late bloomer that, you know, is kind of goofy, silly, and all of a sudden you see him throw that block and you like, there it is.
Yep. Kind of been waiting for it
Right,
to
you see
appear
him
and
wrap
then-
that, get that one little tackle, and you like, there you go. And you see that light bulb go off. That is the most gratifying thing to me. Like it's, you know, more than any touchdown getting scored
Yeah.
or it's the last man, the 12th man that starts shining because that lets me know that, you know, the coaching works.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
again, the ones that know how and have high IQ, they're gonna get it.
Yep.
Like you know they're gonna get it eventually, even if it's their first year, year 2 or 3. You know those kids will blossom if they stick with it.
Yep.
So yeah, that's my most satisfying thing, and we've had one about every year. That is just that don't play very much, you know, kind of been getting beat up at practice all year, and they just had that one triumphant moment.
Yeah.
I
And that'll
had
make them addicted to football the rest of their life.
Yeah, I had a kid, sizable kid, the year before last on our junior team, and you know we had big expectations for him at the beginning of the year, just based off of his size, and it just wasn't there.
Yeah.
Right, it just wasn't there, and throughout the whole year, he periodically played, got better as the season went along, and got tougher, got a little meaner, and then we do this thing called Ring of Fire, and yeah. And it's just they kind of sumo wrestling, tussling, throw each other out of the ring type of thing. And he goes up against our then MVP of the team, right? Toughest kid on the team, and he throws this kid out the circle.
I bet everybody
Nice.
went
Right.
nuts.
And everybody went nuts. I'm like wet eyes, like, oh God, like good job. You know, we're cheering them on, and it's just one of those things where, you know, you can do it. You know, and the kid just, you know, felt good, and his, you know, parents like, thank you, you know. And it's just knowing that built his confidence.
Yeah.
That's right.
Rewarding.
Through
That's
the
right.
roof, you know, and seeing the kids come together. I don't know if you were at that practice where, you know, Isaiah on little Isaiah on the Pee Wees.
Yeah.
We did something. He made a tackle, and you know, actually we were doing a relay race,
Gotcha.
and you know he was the last anchor to bring it up, and you know their team had a big lead. They ended up winning, and you know the Pee Wees juniors that were a part of that team all picked him up and like put him on his shoulders like a Rudy. Man.
Oh yeah.
So just seeing the kids from every level really attached to each other, because that's
Yeah.
what we try to preach. Like, as you go through this program, we would like you to come back
right. Right.
and help if you're in the area and really start building community
Yeah.
amongst the football team.
Family for sure.
For
That's
sure.
right, yeah.
Jay, I'm sure you can relate to that a little bit on the golf course when
I
those
can.
kids have their aha moments.
Yep. I can think back years ago where I did a long drive competition. I had like 20 kids, and there was this little girl that went up against actually a kid that plays football now for Northgate High School up in Georgia. But she's like Coach Jay, there's no way I can beat this kid. He's like, 10 foot tall. And I was like, you can do it. You can do it. And she ended up beating him in a long drive competition in front of 20 other kids.
Yeah.
And it was one of those moments. It was a teary-eyed coaching moment of like, you can do anything. Anything.
Yeah.
Just got to put your mind to it.
1,000%.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
The best feeling.
Yep.
It
no
is.
doubt,
It's the best
no
feeling.
It
doubt.
is.
We had a little dude who's been on our Dynasty flag football team since the first year we ever did it. And he's a very undersized kid. His name's Garrett. And this past season in the winter, he caught like 3 passes and almost scored a touchdown. But it's just so fun to watch all his teammates celebrate his success.
That's right.
Yes.
And it really doesn't get much better than that.
Yeah.
Garrett's been with us since the get-go.
Yeah. It's crazy how they like know and can feel it. Like their teammates,
Right.
their peers, they're like, you don't think that they notice that they're struggling because everybody's kind of doing their own thing and they usually are in their little pockets of, friends and, but they notice on the team who's struggling.
Yep.
And when they do something good, they're just like, oh, so-and-so finally. So it's the coolest thing.
It
So,
really
yeah.
is. It really is. It's supposed to be like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Couple Thursday night football games tonight. You got Destin, who's 1-5, traveling up to Bozeman, who's 3-3, trying to make it 4-3 on the season. And then the big one, you got the big district matchup between the 5-1 Mosley Dolphins traveling over to Niceville, who's only 4-3 right now on the season. But if Mosley goes into Niceville and wins, they'll be district champions, I think, for the 3rd year in a row. I could be wrong about that. So big game. It'll also be streamed on YouTube by 2 of our favorite people, David Hayes and Kyle Wright. So you can check it out. Just search Mosley Dolphin Football on YouTube, and you'll be able to watch the game. Unless you want to make the trip over there to Niceville. Mosley-Niceville is always a battle on the gridiron. So I'm looking forward to seeing what goes down tonight. And then a couple games on Friday Night Lights. You've got Arnold traveling over to the Vikings of Fort Walton Beach. That's a really nice stadium over there, nice turf field. Fort Walton Beach is 1-6. Arnold trying to get it to 3-4 after their victory over Walton for homecoming. North Bay Haven 3-3, traveling to take on Rutherford. I'm guessing that's at Tommy Oliver Stadium. Freeport and South Walton will go to battle at South Walton. Freeport's 4-1, South Walton's 4-2. Ooh. And then Vernon and Holmes County. Vernon trying to put a win in the win column. That'll be tough against a good Holmes County team who's 3-3. And then Bay is traveling to West Florida to keep their hot season going on. They are 5-1, taking on the 4-2 West Florida team. So good luck to all of our local and area teams tonight and tomorrow night in Friday Night Lights. That's some good matchups this
That's
week.
some good matchups.
Yep.
Did you say Bozeman in there? Did they have a game this weekend?
They may have a bye this week. Let me double check. Or no, they're playing tonight. They're playing. I might have missed them.
Oh.
Yeah, they are going against. Today is Thursday. There we go.
It's homecoming week up at Bozeman this week.
Is it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but Destin's traveling over.
Yep.
Yep, homecoming weekend there for the Bozeman Bucks. Homecoming's always so much fun to be a part of. All right.
Those are some good matchups. That Niceville game against Mosley should be good.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Niceville looking to play spoiler this year.
It's always a war. I remember the Niceville Mosley game last year. I think went down to the last play, if I remember correctly. Got some big games coming up this weekend on the college football side of things. Jay, who's your Georgia Bulldogs playing?
It's me and you this week.
Is that
Georgia versus Auburn.
It's at Jordan-Hare under the lights.
That'll be a good game.
Yep, it will.
It
should
always
be. Good, yeah.
They
As
are.
long as Jackson Arnold doesn't hold on to the football too long, and his O-line gives him some protection. But isn't that always the case?
Right.
What do you think of your Bulldogs so far this year, Jay?
It's been up and down. I mean, I know Alabama got us, but we took care of Kentucky, 35-7 last week?
I forget the score, but
I
yeah.
think it was something like that.
Tennessee was close. Overtime.
Yeah, that's right. That's
Overtime
right.
against Tennessee.
So, and the one I'm scared about is Georgia Tech this year. I mean,
As
Georgia
you should
Tech,
be.
yeah.
King is good.
Yes.
That quarterback is good.
He is.
Hayes,
Makes a big difference.
He
Georgia
is.
Tech is nice.
Yeah.
That's a scary game.
Is it in Atlanta or is it in
I
Athens?
think it's in Athens this year. I think. I'm not sure. I shouldn't say because I'm not sure.
You just say, don't quote me on that. That's what I always say.
Yeah.
Got a couple big Big Ten matchups as well. That Georgia Auburn game is at 6:30. Then you got Ohio State and Illinois for that big noon kickoff.
That'll be a good game.
Should be a good one there. Obviously, Ohio State still undefeated. Illinois' only loss came to the Indiana Hoosiers in that blowout win. Indiana's got a big one this week as well. Those Ducks fly together, and they're trying to stay. Both teams undefeated. That's out there in Eugene. That game is at 2:30 on CBS. Both teams 5-0. Oregon obviously went into Penn State last week or 2 weeks ago in the whiteout and came out victorious in overtime. Dante Moore's been having a great year, the UCLA transfer. And then the Red River rivalry.
Oh, yeah.
God, you nail that every time. He says it so well.
I try to say it very deliberately and slow. If I say it fast, it'll be slurred.
Oh, yeah.
Red River rivalry. It's a tough one. But yeah, that'll be what down there at the Cotton Bowl. And Oklahoma trying to stay undefeated, trying to stay atop of the SEC as Texas has really faltered this year. The team's just not coming to fruition as much as they probably should be on paper. Your Rambling Wreck, they take on Virginia Tech. Yeah, Georgia Tech's 5-0 on the season. You know, Indiana Oregon game. I want to see that
That'll
one.
be good.
That's gonna be.
I was on the Arch Manning bandwagon to start. Yeah, I still am.
Yeah?
I still like Arch. I mean, the hype is died down a little bit, but we'll see if he can bounce back.
There's not a lot of quarterbacks that have had that level of pressure on them before they even become the starter for the team, their respective team.
And those two tough places to play. I mean, going into the swamp.
Yep.
And then Ohio State. I mean, probably best defense in the country. So
No doubt.
I mean, that is tough.
And the first game of the season too is always a tough one.
Oh yeah.
And then speaking of the Crimson Tide, they take on the undefeated Missouri Tigers. That's up there in Missouri. Columbia, I believe, is where Missouri is.
Good game.
We'll see if Alabama can keep the win streak going. Right now, Alabama is favored 3.5 on the road. Jay, who wins that game?
In Missouri.
Or as they say up there, Missouri.
Missouri. I'm taking, you know what? I know David Hayes is going to hate me, but I'm taking Missouri.
He's not.
Yeah, I'm taking Missouri. At home.
Sneaky.
Yeah.
And
Sneaky.
that Eli Drinkowitz, he knows what he's doing. He wins some big games every once in a while.
Vandy played Crimson Tide pretty close.
Yeah.
I mean,
They did. They did.
Got
Missouri
South
could still
Carolina and LSU is another good.
That's a good game.
Good game. Is Sellers healthy now?
I don't know if he's 100%. He's playing. I want to say yes. I don't know if he's 100%.
Because he makes or breaks that offense for sure. He's a stud.
He is
quarterback.
a stud.
Yeah, he is.
Oof.
Another kind of sneaky good game on the college front. Michigan at USC. That is down there in the Coliseum. Michigan's got to travel to Los Angeles. Both teams 4-1 right now. I guess with the home field advantage, USC is a 2.5-point favorite.
Go Big Blue.
Over your big.
Yeah, I got a Cuban sandwich on the line for this one. I don't do it.
From the gas station?
You know.
That's right.
Best Cuban sandwich in the area.
That should be a good game. Underwood's been playing really well.
Yeah, he has.
For a true freshman quarterback, and Haynes has just been. I mean, thank you, Alabama.
Yeah,
he has been a godsend. I mean, I think 4th in the country right now in rushing. He has been a dog. So
absolutely,
I like it.
Yeah, the transfer stuff is wild.
It is very
wild. And then some NFL games coming up. Obviously, we got a Thursday night game coming up, a little NFC East matchup between the Eagles and the Giants. Eagles coming off their first loss of the season to the Bucs. Kind of let that game get away. At some point this season, you would think Saquon Barkley would get going with the run game because that's really the difference between last year and this year is he was rushing, I think, for 7.6 yards per carry, and this year it's down to less than 5.
Yeah.
That's a big difference. But he'll get going. He's still Saquon Barkley. And I think Jackson Dart kind of came back to reality a little bit last week. But he's going to have a monster game against that Eagles defense because arguably the best defense in the NFL with the dudes they got on that side of the ball.
It's Georgia 2 over there.
Yeah, it is. It's just a pipipeline from Georgia's defense.
Get all of these players.
Underhanded.
Yeah.
Something's going on.
Sheesh.
You got the Niners and the Bucs both at the top of the NFC. I'm still just baffled that the Niners are 4-1 with everything
That
going
is
on.
wild business. I mean, talk about a coaching job.
Yeah.
I
If you had to pick a
mean,
coach of the year right now, I
yeah.
think Shanahan would certainly be that one because, resurging Mac Jones's career.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
kind of what he did with Darnold a
Yep.
little bit too. And you just kind of go back and what if the Niners would have drafted Mac Jones instead of Trey Lance? And I think that's who Shanahan actually wanted.
Yeah.
Who knows where Mac's career would be right now instead of, going to a third team when the Patriots just kind of shoot him off and, it was like trash that they just took out to the curb.
Oh, yeah.
You got the Broncos and the Jets, the Browns and the Steelers. That'll be game number 2 for Dylan Gabriel. Chargers and the Dolphins. Chargers are kind of starting to fall off a little bit, but they've also had a lot of injuries. Pats and the Saints could be another good win there for Drake May. The Saints obviously just not a great football team this year.
No.
Rams at the Ravens. Ravens just, again, injuries kind of ravishing that team, especially on the defensive side of the ball. They went from, being able to stop everybody last year to not be able to stop anybody this year. I think they're last in defense right now in the
I
league.
think Lamar's out for a few more weeks.
Yep. Yeah, those soft tissue injuries, they linger.
Yeah.
And, Lamar is obviously a difference maker there for the Ravens. Colts and the Cardinals. Daniel Jones got another home game. Cardinals just can't find a way to close out games.
That was brutal.
They've been beaten a lot at the end of the game. And Daniel Jones just speaking of resurgent quarterbacks, he's just having a monster resurge. And, it gets to that point where you get these quarterbacks that are drafted by, good quarterbacks in college that are drafted by poor teams because that's how it works. The teams that get the higher draft picks are typically not good teams.
Right.
And you got these studs out of college that go to these teams. And, if you don't go to an offensive-minded head coach, your career may not get started off the way you wanted it to, and you kind of see that like we were just talking about with Darnold and
Yes.
Mac Jones. They go to an offensive-minded head coach that plays are designed to get the guys open fast
Correct.
and have a lot of leverage, and all
Right.
you got to do is put the ball where it needs to be, and it's a lot of success. Seahawks and the Jags. Jags are 4-1, kind of up there on the top of the AFC.
Good game last week.
Yeah, it was a fantastic game, and it's just a crazy game-winning touchdown there where Trevor fell down twice
That
and
was
still
wild.
got back up.
That
And
was
Chris
wild.
Jones was right there.
What
just
was he
getting
doing? What
blocked
was he
up.
doing?
Turf Monster got him a couple times, but hey, he still got up and got in the end zone. I don't know what the Chiefs defense was doing on that play.
Sheesh.
The Cowboys and the Panthers. That'll be an interesting game. You would think on paper that the Cowboys would win that one, but don't count out Bryce Young. He's been having a good year
He
thus
has
far.
been bounced back.
And that
yeah.
Tet McMillan rookie wide receiver,
He's nice.
He may end up winning that offensive rookie of the year.
I don't know. Yabuka out of Tampa.
Oh
is-
yeah, he's having a monster year, especially now with Mike
Yes.
Evans out and Chris Godwin was out earlier this year, but he's back now. Then you got the Bengals at the Packers. Bengals will be featuring Joe Flacco as their starting
It's
quarterback
wild
in this
business.
game.
What?
It's
Yeah,
wild
that trade happened not too long or earlier this week.
Jeez.
And the fact that you get traded to another team and they want you to know the playbook and be
to
ready to start
start,
in like 4 days is insane.
kind of just throws training camp out the window. I mean,
You got to have a really good football IQ
Oh,
to
yeah.
do that kind of stuff. It's kind of like when Baker was on the Rams for
Yes.
2 games,
Yes.
and they got traded on Wednesday or Tuesday, and I think it was a Thursday night game, right? And he
Yes.
led the comeback.
he
there.
led the comeback win. It was crazy.
That was a defining moment of his career, and obviously now on the Bucks, he's
Back to the armbands, just calling the plays out.
Yep,
Yeah.
just backyard football. Then you got the Lions and the Chiefs. Chiefs certainly need a win. It's going to be a tough task against those Detroit Lions. Jared Goff doesn't always play great outdoors, and obviously this is in Kansas City, and Arrowhead's one of the older stadiums and obviously an outdoor stadium. Then you got the dual Monday night games. You got the Bills and the Falcons. Jay, that's your former team and your new team.
Oh boy,
And you publicly divorced from the
I
Falcons.
did.
Oh,
I
wow.
did. I did. I
Even
was
wrote
tired
up the
of them.
divorce
I was done.
decree and all that.
man.
Yeah, the Bills will take care of business.
I would hope so.
I would hope so.
You would think,
Yeah.
On paper, you would think.
Is that in Buffalo or
No, it's in
Atlanta?
it's in the Mercedes-Benz
Sneaky.
Dome.
Sneaky.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to a game in Atlanta?
We
It-
went and watched the Bears in Atlanta
It's
2 years ago.
it's a
Fields was still
rowdy
there.
fan base.
It is, yeah.
It is.
It is. I think T.I. came to perform at halftime. Yeah, I was like, oh, there's T.I. down there.
Right, right.
Yeah, we went to a Niners Falcons game a few years ago.
It's rowdy.
It was a good time.
Oh yeah,
It was a good
nice
time.
stadium.
There's a section down there just to the left of the field goal. There's probably 2,000 or 3,000 people there, and they are nuts.
Nuts,
man.
nuts.
They are
Just
nuts.
going crazy.
Yes.
Just going crazy.
Well, since we got a Chi-Town guy in the house,
Yeah, that's the
mean-
last game.
what let's get down to, is it Illinois or Illinois? Come on,
Definitely
man.
Illinois.
Is it-
Definitely Illinois.
Is it? Okay, all right. I'm just
Depends on where you at in the city. Illinois is, yeah. How they pronouncing it. But yeah, Illinois for sure.
Coach Hale always used to say Illinois on his show.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
did
okay, yeah.
I was like,
I've been
Illinois.
corrected a few times in my life.
Have you?
Yeah. Younger.
Yes, younger years.
Oh,
But
man.
speaking of those Bears, they got a big game. There's 2 Monday night games coming up this Monday. The second one being the Bears and the Commanders, which we were talking about the other day. That was the game last year.
Yeah.
I forget the player's name. We're kind of like
Stevenson.
he was taunting the Commanders fans, and then Washington walked it off with that Hail Mary, and he was the one that was. Did he tip it?
He tipped it.
That's right.
Yeah, shout out to the U and all their cockiness. Look. It was, Stevenson. And that was, that really derailed the season.
And launched the season for the Commanders.
Yes, it did.
Who I think went on to win a bunch of games after
yes,
that, and
the
then
Bears-
upset
yes.
Detroit in the playoffs.
Yes. The Bears are riding high with Caleb doing
Yep.
some nice things and that kind of. So hopefully we get it back this year. That would, and it projects us
Yes,
up coming
absolutely.
off the bye week. So
Absolutely.
Caleb's been all right.
Selfish plays, don't just hurt yourself, they hurt the entire
The whole
team.
team.
And last year that was maybe not just the team, but the trajectory of their season.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Jay, you got any good afternoon delight debriefs?
I knew you were going to ask me.
Well, I
knew
also
it.
reminded you before the show to look some up.
Well, I've been searching.
Still your P's and Q's.
Yeah.
Have you been searching?
All right, here's the odd news of the week. Alligator tries to crash happy hour at a tiki bar in Florida.
What?
Yeah. Stuart, Florida. Have we talked about this one yet?
No, not
I
yet.
think this just happened a couple of days ago. The Stuart Police Department said on social media that officers responded Monday to a call from a local tiki bar about an unexpected guest. And no, it wasn't a rowdy tourist dodging their tab. It was an actual alligator apparently looking to crash happy hour. The alligator was safely apprehended with no injuries to humans or reptiles. The party-seeking reptile has since been relocated to a more suitable venue where the only cocktails are in the swamp and the sun never sets on happy hour. Can't imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't
At
imagine.
all.
I've been seeing a lot of videos where like a kid was outside their like front door and there was an alligator coming up and like
I've
the
seen
mom
those.
popped open the door
Yeah.
and brought him in. And then I saw one this morning where a kid was feeding a bear from his hand.
AI is getting out of control.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
I mean, it
Yeah,
is.
it is.
It is getting out of control. I keep seeing all these Tupac versus Biggie UFC fights. Tupac in these AI movies, and I'm like, this is out of control
Yeah.
right now. They had one of Tupac and Mike Tyson. Like,
Nice.
it looks so real. Like, it's
Yeah, you pretty much don't know what's real or fake anymore, and it's kind of
Stay
a
off
pain.
the internet.
Yeah,
Right.
just don't believe
Right.
anything's true. This one I'm going to believe is true. This is very interesting. A man has officially broken the Guinness World Record with an unbelievable 40-second nonstop fart.
Oh my
Boom.
goodness.
The jaw-dropping
Boom.
feat, both hilarious and shocking, has left audiences around the world in disbelief. More than just a quirky record, it's a bizarre reminder of how far the human determination and flatulence can really go when aiming for the history books.
No doubt. Oh. I wonder how many attempts.
Or how many times you made a mistake.
How many times? Yeah. Oh.
Now, is it one of those?
I don't know how you could count that, Jay.
You got to put your ear down there to hit. Is he
Yeah.
still going? Come on, man.
I don't know if I'd want to be down there.
You have
Good
talent when you
Lord.
can suck it back in where it goes like that.
Get out of here.
Is that the talent
That's
you
talent.
have?
That's talent.
I bet that's
I wouldn't know about that.
I wouldn't either.
I bet that's a topic of conversation on a first date.
Good Lord.
Like, hey, can you suck in your farts? Well, guess what? I can.
Well,
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Oh,
I did want to
goodness.
talk about this. I'm sure Donnie has seen this story. I doubt you have, Jay. But Mark Sanchez, he this is kind of touching on the story of when he, assaulted a truck driver and then got stabbed himself. The former Jets quarterback Mark Sanchez was acting erratically, body slammed a truck driver who stabbed him in Indianapolis because he feared for his life, police say. The 69-year-old truck driver parked at a hotel loading dock to collect used cooking oil was confronted by Sanchez, who claimed the truck couldn't be there, citing the hotel manager. Sanchez, smelling of alcohol and slurring, climbed into the truck's cab, ignoring the driver's protests. New footage shows Sanchez following the driver, blocking his access to the truck and shoving him. Mark then threw the driver against the wall and the ground. The driver, fearing for his life, used pepper spray, which briefly affected Sanchez. And when Mark went to meet him again, the driver stabbed him 2 or 3 times in the chest. Sanchez was stunned and fled the scene and was hospitalized with critical injuries. Sanchez has since been arrested for battery, unlawful vehicle entry, and public intoxication. A follow-up to that story is the alleged victim is suing Mark Sanchez because he says he left him permanently disfigured. So at one point, the butt fumble was the most embarrassing thing in Mark Sanchez's career, and now he's getting arrested.
Jeez.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Was he at a truck stop, or, did it say?
I'm guessing he was probably calling the game in Indy and then was where he shouldn't have been, and it sounds like he was pretty intoxicated.
Yeah.
Too.
Dang it.
Yeah, I didn't. I heard of the story, but didn't read that follow up of what actually happened.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not good.
tough. Not making good decisions. Come on, Mark.
Yeah.
All right, last one, and then Jamie, let you read that Skins game thing coming back. Remember, I texted that to you.
Oh, yeah.
Doing your work for you.
Thank you, Ryan.
All right, this is another wild one. Florida woman arrested for throwing 100 used tampons into ex's yard, which is apparently a crime. That's all I got. That's all it is.
Say it
that
one more
again.
time. Say it again. Say it again.
I missed it.
Florida woman, it's not just Florida men. Florida woman arrested for throwing 100 used tampons into ex's yard, which is apparently a crime. I have so many questions. What, she just like collect them all?
No kidding.
Gross.
Jay, that's probably happened to you before, hasn't it?
No. That's insane. This
Like-
guy. 100 tampons.
Only in Florida.
Really upset.
Only in Florida.
Only in Florida.
Only in the
I wonder what he
Panhandle.
did.
Sheesh.
There's no telling. There's no telling.
Ain't no telling. That's
Ain't
crazy.
no telling.
That's a weird get back.
You want to read that Skins game thing?
Well,
the
I tried to
golfers out
open it
there.
up, and
Who
it
stores 100? Anyway.
That's
And
what I'm
that's what I
saying. Like,
get.
she just collect them. You got to look at the post. You read the post. Come
I
on,
did.
man.
That's what I got. I tried to open it up, and then I just get a picture of Jack and Lee and Arnie.
There's the caption. That's what you have to read. Sorry, I got you.
It's not.
The Skins game is officially returning on November 28th, Black Friday, with a revamped cast and a modern twist. The field features Tommy Fleetwood, Keegan Bradley, Justin Thomas, and Xander Schauffele among golf's top stars. The comeback event will be held at Panther National in Florida, a course co-designed by Justin Thomas and Jack Nicklaus. A new take on the format, each player starts with $1 million and their totals rise or fall based on the hole-by-hole performance. A reverse purse twist on the traditional Skins format. Tied holes carry over as usual. The action kicks off at 9 a.m. Eastern Time on Prime Video, paired with a full day of live sports on the platform. Once a staple event that featured legends like Jack Nicklaus, Arnold Palmer, and Tiger Woods, the Skins game is set to revive the same excitement. I can remember watching the Skins game with my dad, and it was just such a cool format because these guys at the time, they were winning a lot of money.
Right.
And like there was so much pressure to, because you had to validate and all that good stuff. But I'm glad they're bringing that back. They've done so much like the TGL, all these new, high tech stuff. It's nice that they're bringing something back that's kind of nostalgic in the world of golf. So
And they give back to charity with the Skins
Typically,
game,
yeah,
right?
they'll each pick a charity, and whatever they win in the Skins game, they donate.
Yeah.
Not like these guys need more money anyway.
No,
Just a little bit.
that's a
They
crazy.
sure
isn't
make
it?
make a ton. Well, gentlemen, it's been a pleasure, and Donnie, I appreciate you coming on, and appreciate
thanks for
everything you
having me.
do for obviously all the youth in the beach area. Obviously, all the kids. My kid, I appreciate. It's been a blast so far this
Good
season,
deal. He's been great.
and I know we're not done yet. So
Oh, not at all.
we got a big game coming up this weekend in Southport at Bozeman High, and then I believe we have a bye week, and then the playoffs will get
Yes,
going.
sir.
And once the playoffs start, Jay, everybody's 0-0.
Anything
Yep.
can happen.
That's right. You
Anything
got
can
that
happen.
right.
That's where the magic happens.
Yes, it
for
does.
sure.
I
For
like it.
sure. Well, gentlemen, I appreciate it very much. Everybody out there, appreciate you tuning in. Obviously, it's live on YouTube and Facebook, but it'll be on all the podcast channels coming up tomorrow, and we'll have some fun highlight clips as well. So make sure you follow all of our channels. And again, we appreciate you watching and listening to the Inside Drive podcast. Y'all have a great rest of your week and a great weekend. Enjoy some good football.